Hi Soul Family, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today's video is going to be me raw dogging it because, there's a lot of messages coming out, but I want to practice not writing down the channel messages, just speaking from the heart, heart to heart. So if things are feeling confusing in your reality right now or super uncomfortable, it's because Spirit wants you to take the leap, take the jump. Okay, whenever things feel super uncomfortable, it's because we are meant to make some type of change. When the more uncomfortable we are, the less likely we are to stay in the reality that we are already in. Everything that's happening to you right now is for a reason. Okay, all the downloads that you're getting to create is for a reason. A lot of times we don't really see the beauty in our creations because we have all this like limited beliefs and doubt. But other people will. Everybody has their own community. I always think about the banana that sold for millions. Just create, and allow other people to perceive your craft. I feel like you're gonna be more regretful if you don't jump. But one thing that I've been noticing in my own life with this leap that I've recently taken in my life, taking myself more seriously, I had to try some things. It didn't work. Try some other things. So life is trial and error. We're all trying to figure it out. So don't be afraid to fail and get back up again, because now you learn something about yourself. Like for me, I was trying to cram all my workouts in the morning, but my body has changed from a morning workout schedule to a night workout schedule, and now I'm able to do all the things I need to do in the morning and then go to the gym, because right after this I'm going to the gym. However, trying to make it work in the beginning, it didn't give me the slow mornings that I wanted to have. I kept having to rush, get to the gym at this time, do this, that, do that. But I'm just saying that to say, don't be afraid to switch your schedule up and tailor it to you. It's not a one size fits all. There's the 5 a.m. girlies, and I used to be one of them, but I'm not anymore. So I'm saying that to say it. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to adapt, because things aren't going to work the way that they did before for you. And something that I also realized is the reason why I kept experiencing burnout is because I would just try to get everything done like days on days until I completely crashed out. And it wasn't giving me the consistency that I needed. So now, the way that I schedule it is I give myself 2 hours of productivity. That's it, and it's actually 1 hour, but my ass always does 2 because I give myself 1 hour. I set it for 1 hour in case there's a day where I'm just feeling like, oh my God, I really can't push through today. I know that I only have to sit down for 1 hour, but I cap myself at 2 because I know myself. I will go for 6, 7, 8 hours just crackheaded getting something done. I don't know if that's ADHD, but if you know. And that was my masculine energy completely out of balance. So for my spiritual journey, I had to learn more about balancing my feminine energy with my masculine and not overdoing it, so that I can get more consistent days of work versus 4 or 5 days of work and then completely crashing out the rest of the days. I don't know why I'm sharing this, but it might be helpful for someone. Is just go with how your rhythm flows. Everybody's journey is so different. Maybe in this lifetime, maybe you have to balance your feminine energy with your masculine, because maybe you just like to relax all the time and don't get nothing done. So tailor it to how it fits your life. But I just feel like, don't be afraid to take yourself seriously. We always have so much doubts and fears, and that's why we never really take our dreams seriously, because just if we fail, then I will be crushed. But you know what? You can spend 20 years with the anticipation of what could happen, or you can just give it a shot, give it a go. And there's this quote where they're just the only difference between people who win and lose is the people who tried, who kept going. I just don't feel like you'll fail. And if you do perceive a failure, it's something for you to adjust. It's just a time for you to adjust, You're very creative and you're a lot better than you think you are. I just feel like Spirit needs you to hear that right now. And, it's silent right now because there's some type of change that Spirit is calling you to make. So whatever you feel intuitively, that is the change for you, honey. And some of you guys might be fearing the new connections that's coming into your life based off of what you've experienced in the past. And, all I can say is same. But that doesn't mean that you need to close yourself off to love, friendships. What's coming for you now, you are more aware than you were before. And yes, you were aware before, but you didn't love yourself enough. So it's your discernment is better now because you trust yourself. So you can trust yourself going into these new relationships, because you're gonna know when to walk away. You're gonna be the one rejecting people. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, before, people were rejecting you. That's because you wanted to be picked, you wanted to be liked, but now you don't give a shit. So that's a real good power to have, because now you're not gonna let any and everybody around your energy, and your energy is very healing. So you have to be careful who you let around you. Let's see. Spirit's also asking some of you guys to pray more. Some wish is being answered, and it's coming through an opportunity, a download that's coming through. One thing I realized with manifestation, it's not gonna look like, oh, like, say you want $1,000,000, Spirit's not just gonna give you the $1,000,000 like here. Yes, that's possible, but most likely it's gonna come through your life purpose. Like, they're gonna give you the steps one step at a time to lead you to becoming a millionaire, because you have to know how to become a millionaire to be able to do it again. Like, how some people lose money, but like, they're just like, I did it all before, so I know how to get back to that. So I feel like Spirit is saying that they're giving you the knowledge to become a millionaire, so you're taking the steps on the way. So it's like one step at a time. It's not just, if you manifested $1,000,000, there's steps to it. How did people become millionaires? It was through work. It was through connection to Spirit. Every time I see people with interviews and they ask them, how did you become a millionaire? They always stop and they thank God. They always stop and they thank God. Okay, a lot of the downloads that come through, it be from God. And when people listen and they do the creations, that's when they, they stumble on things, and things happen for them because they listen to it. But I don't believe in overnight success anymore, to be honest with you guys. Like, everybody who's an overnight success, it's just to the public. But they were working, they were grinding, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, like, to be able to achieve, you have to do backbreaking work. I'm just saying there's a balance to it. And I'm learning the balance, because my masculine energy was through the roof before. But now I allow myself to stop, have a face mask, soak in the tub, and it feels so much better. I'm not going to kill myself on the way to the finish line. So I say that to say balance is really what we're being called to have, And I realize having a plan helps you know what direction you're going to go in. You can always adjust the plan as you go, but ask yourself, the person that I want to become, what are they doing? What are they like? What are their thoughts? What are their hobbies? Okay, what kind of person are they? And align with that. So that's a vague thing, right? That's what you need. And then look at your schedule. How can you start to implement this into your routine? So if your higher self, if this version of you meditates every day, maybe you get up 30 minutes before you go to work and you meditate to align. This is just if that's what your vision is. Not everybody likes to meditate, okay? Just because you're spiritual don't mean you gotta meditate. I'll be honest with you, So it's all up to you. What does your happy life look like? It's all about you, because what my happy life looks like may not be what your happy life looks like. So just tailor it to how you want it to be. What would your ideal life look like? And try to plug in around your schedule, and you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. So if it's 30 minutes less sleep, but you're aligning with the timeline that you want to align with, there you go. Yeah, so Spirit's saying that you guys are going to have a lot to choose from in love and financial success. I love that for you guys. But this is going to come through you being still, through deep introspection, asking yourself, what is holding me back? What am I afraid of? Don't be afraid of moments of stillness, guys. Anytime I'm called to slow down, Spirit will either make me sick, or I'll overdo it sometimes in the gym and my body will just be completely numb. I can't do nothing. Spirit finds different ways to slow us down, when it's time for us to really sit and reflect on certain questions. And I feel like this has to do with your abundant timeline. You can have a goal in mind and say, I want to be rich. Okay, but what does that look like to you? How will you be making the money? So it's like when you wish for $1,000,000, how will you be making the money? When we get more specific with our manifestation, Spirit can start to make moves in our lives, And we still have to surrender how it looks, because sometimes you could be like, oh, I'm manifesting, I don't know, a large following, for example. And you think you might be doing backbreaking work, but maybe in year 2, somebody shouts out your channel because they watch one of your videos. So being open to allowing the universe to do its work. That's coming through. But you guys are gonna have a lot to choose from, but you're gonna intuitively know what choice is best for you, because you had to go through this soul journey to really learn yourself, because a lot of you guys didn't know yourself. So whenever people ask you, what was your favorite thing to do, you didn't know. So start to try different things, trial and error. Either you like it or you don't. It's really that's how you're gonna know if you like it. So give it a shot. I just feel like choose more things that are gonna make you happy in your life. A lot of you guys, I'm like staring at the Queen of Pentacles, but I feel like what's coming through this card is a lot of you guys are very money oriented, and you're leaving out the love part. You know, like I know, like they say that money can't buy happiness, which is true. However, it's like, yes, it's nice to have money. I'm a Capricorn, so I'm gonna always say yes, it's nice to have money. However, when you're blessed with divine love, that is the true gem, because at the end of the day, you get to carry that, like your soul will carry that memory, you know what I mean, like of the deep love that they've experienced on this planet. And I think that is so, that's so beautiful, you know what I mean. Your soul's not gonna remember, oh yeah, this house was nice, you know what I mean. It's the experience that you experience with another soul, you know. So that's what, I don't know, I just love that better. And Spirit saying that is something that that's going to be your treasure. You're going to have love in all departments. This is going to be friendship. Your family is going to be healing for some of you guys, like your relationship with your mother, I'm getting, and an actual soulmate, like your partner, you know. But I love that for you guys. I really, really do. I just feel like a lot of good things is coming in for this collective, and you may feel antsy because you're not used to it. And I'm hearing Spirit saying, balance your nervous system, because, you know, you're coming out of fight or flight mode. Let's get some Spirit messages. Spirit. Okay. What do you want to say to the collective today, Spirit? What do you want to say to the collective? Spirit, what do you want to say to the collective? Okay. At the bottom, instead of pushing yourself so hard, stop, breathe, and reevaluate. You are doing enough, even if it doesn't feel like it. Don't wear yourself out to the point of exhaustion. It is not worth it. Balance your time more wisely. So you know what? Like, I'm really getting that you guys, we're mirrors to a degree. So, you know, like that masculine energy be through the roof. You try to charge head forward towards what your manifestations are, but I feel like in this lifetime you're being called to balance your energy, you know, and go with the flow, like be in more of a balancing flow, like your feminine and your masculine, knowing when to rest, because you know what, you're very productive, you're very determined, but that I felt like there was a lot of delays in your life because you needed to learn to balance your energy. Let's see. Trust the wait. You are being prepared for your blessings. In order to receive, you have to be ready to receive. Things are coming. The things you are going through now are not random. Trust the flow of the universe. So I don't know why I heard the things are coming. So Spirit is saying that I feel like it's coming a lot sooner than you think it is, but you're just being called to slow down right now, be still, and not try to charge into things, you know. That's how we can make mistakes sometimes too, you know. So I feel like what I'm hearing is, don't approach your manifestation from a state of desperation. Know it's already yours, and be in the energy of receiving. Like the feminine doesn't have to chase, she attracts. That's coming through. You're feeling somewhat confused by the events that are unfolding around you and the various seemingly contradictory information that are coming your way. Trust your instincts and do what they are telling you to do, and you will learn a lot about yourself and the direction you want your life to take. I just feel like you're being called to really trust your intuition at this time. Whatever's coming through is leading you down the abundant path that you want to take. Resilience is one of your strongest qualities. You are one of the strongest qualities you have. It has gotten you through many trials and tribulations in the past, and it will continue to do so. Lean on that inner tower of strength anytime that you need it. You've got this. I feel like someone from your past has really showed you just how strong you are. You know, you downplay your strength, but I feel like the spiritual lesson that you just came out of, it upgraded you spiritually. I just get like this powerful chill. Don't lose sight of the truth. You came here to evolve and grow. It is necessary to experience difficult times. That is when you will grow most. There is always light at the end of the tunnel. Be proud of your journey. Be proud of everything that you went through. You know, I really sit down and I think about, like, so when I was like going through this phase of like forgiving myself, that chapter of my journey, it took a lot of really sitting with everything that I've experienced, all the things that I used to judge myself for, and I'm like, you know, everything that I've done, every experience that I've been in, every situation that I put myself in was through that was the wounded version of me. And the only thing I needed right there was love and compassion, but I kept condemning myself. And I wasn't able to let go of that version of myself, keep telling myself the same stories over and over and over again, because I didn't love that version of me. To release the version of you have to only do it with love. You can't do it with shame, guilt, and all those. You won't be able to let go of that timeline until you love it, because that made you who you are today. You know, and I'm not saying that what happened to you was amazing, but it did make you stronger. It did make you into the version that you are today. So yeah, it is time to hit the reset button, clear out the old so that room is available for new to enter. Trust that better things are coming fast. Prepare to move to the next phase of your life. This is your rebirth. Welcome this beautiful brand new energy. You've got this. So I feel like Spirit's saying to declutter your space. Some of you guys could be a Virgo. Be true to yourself in all ways. I'm also seeing 999 in my third eye as well. Not everyone will get you. They can only understand from their level of perception. That's on them. No matter what people say, don't ever doubt your worth or the beauty you hold within. Stand tall in your power. You know, no one can tell us what we're worth. Only we can. You know, when you love yourself and you know your worth, whoever doesn't align with that, they just gotta go. Like, I think about all the times when I would date all the crap that I dated in the past. And I wanted someone to see my worth, to see me. Every time I gave that power away, they only like made me feel lesser than. But when I claimed my power, people just either had to fuck with it or don't fuck with it. But you know, it doesn't mean that you're not going to attract people who are going to still think, oh, like, who do you think you are? But if you know who you are, you don't need an answer from them. Your worth is not for someone to give it to you. You already have it. You know, so I don't know, like, if that makes sense, but that's the message that I'm getting. Let's tap into you guys' emotions. Spirit, how are they feeling? Ego illusion, don't believe the thoughts, inner stories, befriend your ego. 1616 as I look up, I just feel like something powerful is coming, something lucky is coming in for this collective. And it's going to be like a manifestation that you've really been waiting for a very, very long time, and it's going to come into a beautiful way. However, your mind may be trying to trick you right now. I feel like your instincts are telling you something's good's going to happen, but your mind is saying, but how could it ever happen to me? You need to start challenging that voice. That's coming up. The number 666 could be important right now. I'm also seeing that the goddess Aphrodite, some of you guys could be working with that goddess at this time. But Spirit's saying to rewrite the stories, baby. Let go of those limited beliefs. Don't allow them to trick you for a second longer. And to also let go of the need towards this manifestation. I feel like some of you guys have been like checking, you know, like when you're waiting on a package, looking outside. Spirit's saying that to trust that it's already yours. Start living. Stop waiting for, oh, when this manifestation comes, then I'm going to love myself more. Then I'm going to live more. Do it now. Okay, can you imagine if this manifestation was supposed to manifest in the next 2 years? Because Spirit don't really like to give like readers time frames. Yes, we'll get a time frame, but it won't be for everybody. So I'm saying this to say, if your manifestation comes within the next 2 years and you say, then I'm gonna start living, you wasted 2 years of your life. Don't waste a moment of your life. Every single minute of your life is precious. So how are you spending your time? How are you choosing to spend your time? Feel your emotions. Understand emotions, inner guidance, and validate self. Baby, you need to validate every single one of your emotions. A hummingbird could be significant. Some of you guys could have a third eye tattoo. But Spirit's saying to feel your emotions. Every single one of it. Nothing is too silly. Nothing is too ridiculous. You know, befriend your emotions, because your emotions are what going to tell you what's going on internally with you, what you need to heal from. Every time you approach your emotions with like love and compassion, it's the easier you can work through what's going on with you. But when you try to shame them or run away from it or try to like pretend like you're all good, it don't work. It just come out in unhealthy ways. And I had to learn that the hard way too, you know, guys. Like, I used to really just have so much misplaced anger. So maybe you guys could be named Amber. That's coming through. Anything else? Anything else, Spirit, for the collective? Anything else for the collective? So we have boundaries. Reclaim your space, inner, outer, energetic boundaries. So what I'm getting from this card is you guys, Spirit is calling you to have good energetic boundaries with the people around you. Right? If people are trauma dumping on you, this is my collective where you're very highly sensitive to energy. I wouldn't just call you an empath. Like, I feel like you also, like, empath is like when you can feel the feelings of other people, but I feel like it's deeper than that. Like, you can wear the energy of another person because you're very highly intuitive, you're very highly psychic. So you guys could have Pisces placements is coming through. I'm also hearing Libra. But Spirit's saying to know when you're tapped into another person's energy and have good healthy boundaries at this time. That's coming up. Compassion. So 777 could be significant as well. Some of you guys could be a life path 7. Compassion for yourself, others, soften your heart, be gentle, see the good. Yeah, I just feel like the only way, like, through this timeline to really connect to this timeline is loving yourself. The more you try to keep that voice alive that is your inner critic, the harder things are for you. Can you turn that voice into a voice that is motivating, that is supportive for you? Start to plant new seeds. Listen to conscious reprogramming. Say affirmations. And when negative thoughts still come up, you challenge those thoughts. How do you talk to yourself when you feel like things aren't going well? I feel like that is also what spirit is trying to trying to have you to have the courage, the bravery to challenge the voice that's in your head right now. The voice that is trying to tell you, oh, this can never happen for you. Okay? Because it's going to manifest for you regardless. However, spirit wants you to love yourself through all phases of your life. Not when you've achieved something, then you're worthy of the love. You know what I mean? We always love to tell ourselves now we're worthy of things, and it's just like, no, that's not how spirit works. Spirit wants you to love yourself unconditionally, like how they love you. Spirit knows all the things, all the decisions we were gonna make before we made them. Yet they still chose you to watch this video, to align with spirituality, to step into your purpose. No matter what you did, no matter all the experiences that you did, because they knew that you were gonna do them anyway. They knew that you were gonna end up choosing love anyway. So love yourself. And I know that's easier said than done, but it's a practice. But I'm just saying, you're worthy of love regardless of what that voice in your head tries to tell you. Spirit, what is the collective activating right now? Okay, that is a lot. Let me put that back in there. What is the collective activating right now, Spirit? Okay, that card is coming. Soul Star. Fulfilling soul contracts, and you're remembering who you are on a soul level. I feel like your higher self is really in the chat right now. They just stepped in. Hello. This is what you guys are activating at this time. 2121 as I look up. Yeah, it's the end of a cycle for you. It's the end of you playing small. It's the end of you feeling like you're not worthy. You're all this purple energy is just giving me your divine energy. You're stepping into your higher self, your higher purpose in life. You embody that energy. You do. And you've always been a highly creative person. You've always been that bitch. Okay? Used to be. The thing is, when you're a healer, I hate to say this, you can't be, actually I don't hate to say this, let me stop lying. You can't have people around you who aren't growing. You can't have people around you who don't have a healing vibration either, because it will deplete you. It will deplete you, especially if you're out here trying to, walk in your purpose and help other people. If you're helping people online, you helping people in your family, and you helping people in your friend group, and you helping people in your relationship, you don't think your ass is going to be tired? This is why you're aligning with people who are also on the same vibration as you. And I know you may feel scared. Oh, last time you had a friend, it was a terrible friend. Last time you were in a relationship, it was a terrible relationship. And you knew that intuitively. But because, you downplay yourself, you settle for less. You settle for people who aren't willing to grow. That was the old you. But the timeline that you're walking through right now, you're going to get everything that you deserve, plus tax. You're going to be in relationships with people who also give. They don't just take. Okay? Your cup will not be depleted because you're not going to be surrounded by a bunch of takers. And you deserve that. You deserve to be surrounded by people who give. You give so easily. And people, when it comes to you, it's always like, oh, it's too much. Let's see. Any advice for group number? I just did a whole bunch of pick a card readings. So let's see. Any advice for the collective, Spirit? Any advice for the collective? Any advice, Spirit, for the collective? Any advice for the collective? Okay, there we go. At the bottom, we have get focused. To attract what I want, first I get clear on what I desire. I envision it for a minute or more every day. I feel how it would feel to have this in my life. What would I do? How would I react? Who would I tell? I picture it all. Through my continual alignment with my desires, they begin to flow into my physical reality in divine timing. So, in the playlist that I made for you guys, there's a quantum jumping meditation that I've been using. And the more days, I haven't been using it consistently again, but the more days that I was using it back to back to back is when I got the downloads to what I needed to do to align with my higher self. So if you guys are feeling unclear with what you need, I recommend that. Before you know it, you'll just start to get a whole bunch of downloads of what you need to do in your life, and things will start to happen for you like that. Your higher self has all the answers. We just have to ask. We just have to tap in. You know what I mean? So what popped out was release. Today I released limiting beliefs, harmful thoughts, toxic patterns, and anything out of alignment. I'm ready for transformation and welcome this shift. I'm creating space for a new chapter filled with love, abundance, and amazing opportunities. So this is what Spirit wants you to release and align with your dreams. Limiting beliefs can have us thinking that, oh, we'll never make it, but it's like, it's the stories that we tell ourselves that create certain feelings throughout the day. I'm also hearing some of you guys, you need to move your body. For me, I move my body because I know it's good for my mental. Yes, the body looking good is nice. It's nice that your body looking good, but however, it's just like, if I don't move my body, sometimes those thoughts can get really out of hand. And I'm like, yeah, no. So I created a schedule now where I know that I want to move my body five times a week. I allow myself 2 rest days, 5 times a week. I move my body. And on those rest days, one of those rest days, I stretch, yoga to release. But I say that to say, when you go through life and you experience certain things, and then you know that you're prone to depression and anxiety, you have to find ways to create balance in your life. So for me, anxiety, I listen to frequencies. I listen to frequencies that calm me down, calm my nervous system. That's how I tackle my anxiety and my gut health. That the two are tied like this. And for my depression, movement. Anytime I go to the gym, I lift like a maniac, but I always feel better. I say that to say, we have to use the tools that are available to make our life better. No one's coming to make our life better with this magical potion, yeah. All right. Any messages from your future higher self? Any messages from your future higher self about this new timeline? Any messages from your future higher self about this new timeline? Anything else, Spirit? Okay. Anything else? The same light that is shining in others is also shining in you. Anything else from your future higher self? Let me grab this. Don't take action when there's a feeling of resistance. So maybe you guys are being called to have a pause right now. Really tap in with your higher self. Ask what the next step is. What's the next move? Anything else from your future higher self? I feel like that card right here wants to come out. What you seek is seeking you. When you rest, it will find you. Yeah. So a moment of stillness is what you guys need right now. That's coming through very heavy from Spirit. The downloads that you're looking for always come when you just quiet your mind. When was the last time you really just sat for 10 minutes? No distractions, no meditation frequencies, no noise, just listened. And nature, y'all, we underestimate Mother Nature, man. When you sit outside for just a few minutes, everything go away. Anxiety, depression, everything. Okay, I don't know what it is. It's something about Mother Nature, y'all. I don't know, but that's coming through. Some of you guys could be born in the year of the snake as well. Let's get some of my cards. So on top we have love yourself more. Okay, stop dimming your light to make other people feel comfortable. No, that's what you're exiting out of. I feel. You still always want to uplift people because you have such a healing vibration, but it was a wounded healing vibration, and now you're no longer in that shit. You're aligning with people who love themselves, have boundaries, and can support you and can love on you too. You guys would always like give people compliments, but they never give you no compliments back. Or it would be hard for them to give you a compliment. You know what I mean? When was the last time you cried? Remember, crying is not a weakness. It takes strength. It is also a form of release. So some of you guys might need to really cry right now. A lot of times when I experienced major shifts in my life, it was through bawling my ass off, bawling. And when I say bawling, I mean really bawling, like rocking back and forth. Yeah, that's when I shifted the most in my life. So don't be afraid to cry. Don't be afraid to cry. Generational curse breaker. Your ancestors are proud of you. I love that for you guys. Our ancestors didn't get to cry. They had to work like a slave, literally, like slaves. This is for my, people. But, our ancestors didn't get to. They didn't get to cry. They didn't have time for crying. They didn't have time for love. So these things are luxuries for us, and we need to recognize the blessing in that. To be honest with you, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Yeah, I feel like you're done with people who be in that energy. They be trying to keep you, but yeah. So we have declutter and take inspired action. And we have God, show me how good it gets. So I feel like right now, Spirit's really calling you to declutter your space. Throw out the old things that no longer resonate. Throw out the old things that connect you to people of the past as well. Because, yeah, they're no longer in your energy. It's time to let go, purge. And things are going to get really good for you. I feel like right now, Spirit just wants your attention. Like, this video is to snap you and say, hey, stop running. Stop running from the Lord. Okay, I'm done, guys. So those are my messages for the collective. Thank you for tuning into this week's collective reading, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.